Alright, so the synapses now. So this is a small gap at the end of neurons. This tiny gap prevent the joining of neurons. So definitely, because this gap is present, then it's not like you have neurons being joined or neurons are able to join to each other. And so the third pointer, the impulses, which of course again, students want to hear the term impulses, they are talking about information or message. So impulses goes across this gap from the end of one neuron to the next one in line. Synapses are located between the dendrites of two neurons or the dendrites and cell body to which they are applied. So they're just basically telling you exactly where you would find the synapse. So that's the information on neurotransmitter. This is a chemical substance that is released when nerve impulses arrive at the synapse. So nerve impulses is information. So once some information reaches the end of one neuron, then this chemical that is called a neurotransmitter, it will actually release or manufacture or secrete or produce, as it is what will carry the information or move it on to the other neuron. The information not just going to move to the other neuron directly. Alright, so we're actually on types of actions now. In terms of the notes, those previous slide. Anybody start writing notes on those previous slide? You're actually writing the notes, because definitely it's a must that you have the notes. That's the only way you can recall what you would have been taught. So hope you're writing the notes. Anybody write? Anybody start write the notes? Okay, perfect. So I can continue with types of action or persons. Repeat. You don't reach here, as it? Okay. Alright, so you have the first slide. Just going through to ensure that you have the notes. Okay, next it now. Alright, so the types of actions. So we have some in terms of the human body. We have some actions that we're going to look at. The first one is voluntary actions. So as for voluntary actions, these are actions that we consciously choose to go to that person, yes or no. So once you decide to go to that person, then that would be the example in terms of the voluntary action. That would be an example of a voluntary actions. The second pointer is giving us a perfect example. For example, we see a ripe orange on the tree, and we pick that ripe orange. However, before you pick that orange, you will examine it carefully before making the decision to pick it. So in terms of examine it carefully, you seeing an orange on the tree, you're gonna look at the orange, you're gonna say to yourself, is that orange ripe enough to be consumed, yes or no? And you will make that conscious decision in mind, or with you having memory of how what a ripe orange. You have to do a lot of processing. You would have to think about the negative and the positives before making that action. So once there's a lot of thought, once there's a lot of process that go action. So as for the involuntary action, so involuntary action, an action that is not under the person's control, right? So involuntary actions, these are normally automatic actions. So as for the involuntary ones, automatic definitely mean that these actions happen automatically.